You see, the IP address on the interface is going to be the router's name. For example, if you take router 4, this port is going to be 10.34.0.4. And this is going to be what? 10.23.0.2. Here, dot 3. Right? This is how I'm going to put the host portion. Do you understand, everyone? Right. Now, the loopback interface address will be automatically taken as the router ID. I told you yesterday. Every router will automatically pick an address on the interface as the router ID if you don't assign one. When you don't assign one router ID, it is going to pick one of the interface ID. Which interface? It prefers the loopback interface. What if I have many loopback interface? The biggest IP. What if I don't have loopback interface? The biggest IP from the physical interface. Very first preference is for the configured router ID. If not configured, then loopback. If no loopback, not configured, then physical interface. Is that clear? Great. Router 1's configuration enable config T interface loopback 0 IP space address 1.1.1.1. You see, you can use the loopback interface to make your configuration easier and faster. Especially we need to do this when we are in CCNP. 10.12.0.125525500. And right, the reason is it will act as a template for us. For the next router, I need to simply just alter the numbers. Okay, so this I can paste it now on router 1. Okay, I'm going to show you how to configure OSPF. OSPF can be configured like any other routing protocol. Also, you can configure it or enable it under the interface. I repeat, like any other protocol, you can say router OSPF and then any number. I would like to give a number as 1, which is nothing but process ID. This ID is locally significant. Meaning what? Locally significant. Doesn't need to match with other router. Not necessary to match. This can be 1 on the first router, and this can be 2 on the second router. It can be 3 on the third router. It can be 4,000 on the fourth router. It can be 50,000 on the fifth router. Locally significant. It is a handler. It's a ID. Process ID. Why do we need process ID? You can run more than one OSPF. To differentiate one OSPF from the other, you need this ID. You can, if you want to run more than one OSPF, you can do so. When you come to the CCIE level, you will be learning the scenarios where you will need more than one OSP on a single router. So to differentiate the OSPF process, we need different process ID. As of now, we are just going to run one OSPF. That it's too much, not only for this course, for CCNP also. Enough. All right. what I'm going to do is, like you did in EIGRP and in OSPF, EIGRP and REAP, I'm using the network command here. And then this is like EIGRP, wildcard mask. Wildcard mask is not supported in which protocol? REAP, it is not supported. Now, we need to put area ID. I'm going to say 10 here because that's what I have mentioned here. And I'll say network 10.12.0.0, 0.0.255.255, area 10. This is one of the method of running OSPF. This is one of the method of running OSPF. How to verify whether OSPF is running on these two interfaces? The command is show IP OSPF interface brief. Show IP OSPF interface brief. This will show what all interfaces runs OSPF. OSPF is running on loopback. And if because I said this interface, the interface with this IP address should run OSPF. The interface with this IP address should run OSPF. Actually, I said the interface with this network 16. And it copied the IP address from the interface. And that these two belong to the same process ID 1. PID means what? It's not priority, it is process ID. P is not priority. Later, when I'll type show IP OSPF neighbor, there you will see P, that is priority. In the neighbor command, it is priority. This is the command that shows what all interfaces that runs OSPF. And these two interfaces belong to which area? Same area, 10. And there is no neighbor so far discovered on both the links. Now, let's move on to the second router. Listen carefully. This router is not a normal router. This is the area border router. We learned that area 0 is the backbone. When I don't have hands, leg, head, rib, then it is not a backbone. The backbone is a backbone because I have a hand, leg, head connected to it. Same way. This area 0 is a backbone because area 10, area 10,000, they all connected to this one common area which is acting as a transit between all other areas called backbone area. And that number 0, it is only for backbone. I cannot put area 10 or area 100 instead of 0. If you want a backbone, then it should not be like this. It cannot be 100. It won't work. Must be 0. Oh yeah. Now let's move on. This router, if you notice, F01 is a part of area Muttai 0. And this interface is a part of area 10, 10, 10. When you configure it, you need to put it correctly. That makes the router to realize that I am not a normal router. I am an ABR. You know, you don't have any special command to say you are a border. No, no, no. There is no special command. When you go and say router OSPF, give any number. I'm going to give the same number because I don't want to see when I come back. Uh, I don't want to see what process I gave early. Okay, now what is this saying? This says you are enabling OSPF. There is no router ID given by you, and I am also not able to pick any router ID because you have not put any IP address on the interfaces. ஐயா நீங்களும் தரல இன்டர்ஃபேஸ்லயும் இல்ல ஒரு பேர் இல்லாம நான் எப்படி இருக்குது இந்த உலகத்துல without a router ID how can I run this OSPF process எல்லாம் செக் பண்ணி it's not possible kada so first you give IP address interface loopback 0 I'm going to put this IP address this loopback interface IP address in area 10 itself just in area 10 itself. That's a loopback interface. You can put it in any area according to your wish. It's your wish. And I'll say, why don't I use the notepad? Let me use the notepad. To that. That's the loopback interface address. And then F00 is going to be .2 here. And then F01 is going to be this. I'm going to paste this. F01. I'm going to paste this. I have assigned IP addresses to the interface. Now going back to router OSPF1, and I'll simply say 10 only. 10. The first number should be 10. The other octates, I don't care. Area 10. Can I do this? I should not do this. Why? What you are saying is any interface that has got IP address 10. In our case, this interface also got 10. This interface also got 10. Are they belong to same area? Ledu. No. Illa. Wherever area. They belong to different area. So, you have to at least match the second octet. Second octet is 12. And this is going to be this. So 10.12, if it matches the first octet, that's the meaning of this, that belongs to area 10. And 10.23, if it matches, that belongs to area 0. That's it. If you do this correctly, the router knows that I'm an area border router. Now let us go verify. Show IP OSPF interface brief. You see, you can see here very clearly F01 is a part of area 0. Exactly. And F00 is a part of area 10. And they both belong to the same OSPF. And router 1 is connected via this interface F00. It has already formed a neighbor. On F01, there is no neighbor because the F01 is connected to router 3, which is still not configured. Okay, now let's go back one step. Go to the router 1. Early, we saw this command. Now I'm going to show you the next command. Show IP OSPF neighbor. This is the priority number. Don't worry about the priority now. We'll go and learn when we are in CCNP. Now, focus on this. It is found a neighbor for you, and the neighbor's IP address is this, but the neighbor's ID is not that. It is this. What do you understand from this? Router 2 is identified by OSPF as 2.2.2.2. But the packets that are talking to router 1 is from this address. You see, this is not taken as the ID of router 2. This is the address using which router 2 is talking, but the ID is 2222. Where can I see that? Go to router 2 and type this command, show IP protocol. You can see the router ID we did not give. It is automatically taken from the loopback interface. Next, on router 1, if you type show IP protocol, you will see 111. Administrative distance is 110. Now, let us go to router 3. Put the IP addresses first. Okay, the IP address is configured, after which I'm going to put now OSPF. But this time, I'm going to give the router ID manually. I'm going to give a router ID manually like this. Router OSPF 1, router ID 33. When did you configure 33 on interface? Not necessary. This is just a name. Understand? For an address to be an router ID, that address need not to be there on any interface. Not necessary. You can give any name. This is just a name. This is not truly an IP address. Okay. Now I'm going to say network. I would like to. Okay. This is how we used to type because it's 32 mask. Not necessary. You can also say like this. You need not to put the mask exactly matching with the interface mask. You can also say like this. What does that mean? If just starting with 3, that is enough. Don't care about the other octets. Okay, this belongs to area 0. Next, network. Here I can say 10.0.0.255.255.255 area 0. You understand? Because both the interface belong to same area, and both the interface IP address begins with 10. So you don't need to put 2 lines, 10.23.00, 10.34.00. You don't need to do that. If both the interface belong to same network and the same area, you can just finish in one line. ஐயா 10 மேட்ச் ஆனா போதுங்க ஐயா, அந்த இன்டர்ஃபேஸ்ல எல்லாம் OSPF ரன் பண்ணுங்க ஐயா அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம். That is what we say. Respected router, if you find 10 in the first octet of interfaces, all those interfaces belong to area 0. All right, let's go to router 2 now. And in router 2, you should see 2 neighbors. You see? Router 2 is saying my neighbor name is 33. Can you ping this address? No way you can ping, because that is not really an existing address. It is just a name of the router 3. It is just the name of router 3. Neighbor address need not to be a pingable address. Ping. Make a note. Show IP OSPF neighbor. You see, this is my neighbor. For last, okay, this is the timer. If the hello packets are not coming every 10 seconds. This will go to 0. See, 20, 34, 31, 31, 39. What does that prove? It proves that every 10 seconds hello packets are coming. Right, so router 2 configuration is over, router 3 configuration is over. Now router 4. Now I'm going to teach you a new way of configuring OSPF. Focus. This is the easiest way of configuring OSPF. You go straight to the interface. Let us put the IP address first. Sorry, IP address first. F01 will have 34.4. F00 will have 45.4. This goes on router 4. And the last router also, let's finish configuring. Router 5, 5.5.5.5. And the only interface is F00 there, and that is 5. This is going to go on router 5. Okay, I'm going to show you the easy way of configuring OSPF. No wildcard mask to put in this method. Listen, you go straight to the interface and say, this interface belong to IP OSPF process ID 1 area 1000. You see, it belongs to area 1000. So you can say like this. And then interface F00, this interface belong to same OSPF area 1000. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's go check. Show IP OSPF interface brief. You can see both the interfaces are same output like the previous method, same output. All right, now I'm going to router 4. Interface loopback 0. I can put it in any interface. I'm going to put this time in area 1000. IP OSPF 1 area 1000. And then the interface F01, I would like to put it under area 0. And F00, I'd like to put it in area 1000. That's all. We have finished configuring OSPF. So easy. Now let's go try checking the routing table on router 1. Show IP route OSPF. You can also say show IP route. It'll show even the connected. I don't want to see all this connected and local, so I want to say show me only the OSPF learned routes. Okay, now what is the lesson you are learning here? You can see 3 router 2, I have 1111. Show IP interface brief here. Okay, show IP OSPF interface brief. Oh, I'm not running OSPF on loopback. Let's put OSPF. Interface loopback 0 IP address you belong to. Sorry, IP OSPF. I'm mixing the new method and the old method of configuring OSPF in router 2. 1 area 10. Okay. Now we also included loopback in OSPF. Loopback also now in area 10 and router 2. Now go to router 1 and check the routing table. Okay, this is what I want to show you. 2.2.2.2 is coming from router 2. O means OSPF. 3.3.3.3 is also coming from OSPF running router, which is router 3. But this has got IA. This don't have IA. Why? In it is because this is inter area coming from other area. This is intra area, same area. 2222 is coming from same area. Same area, you will see only O. Inter area, you will see O and IA. Did you understand? And this is the administrative distance, and this is the OSPF cost metric. Yeah. Now, pinging from router 1 to router 5. Ping, fight. I'm able to ping. OSPF is working very fine. Do you have any question? So you